and gentlemen, welcome to the 96th ever episode of the Dex Podcast. I'm Alex.
I'm Jimmy.
I'm Kellz.
What's up, homie doggies?
Hi, homie
Bark.
doggy.
Bark, bark,
Woof,
huh?
woof, woof,
Yeah,
woof, homie.
dog stuff? Just
Yeah.
dog stuff?
Just eating my favorite thing.
Dog food?
Yep.
Yep. Great. Welcome to the Dex Podcast, the most coherent podcast on the internet.
Can you tell that two of the members of this are in improv and have been for 7 years?
We're really good. We're at least
That was some top quality improv right there.
at least twice as good as Ryan
Not
Stiles. Anyway, this is the official podcast of the Dex on YouTube. We're a Pokemon channel. Thank you for watching. Welcome to our new channel-based viewers.
Hello.
As you may or
Hello.
may not know, we've been airing this on the channel now for 2 weeks. But it is a day later. If you're watching it on YouTube, you can get it on Fridays. Like at thatonevideogamer.com. Links in the description of the video if you're watching it on Saturday. If you're watching it on Friday, listening to it on podcast, good job, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Good job.
Hey.
You did it.
Hashtag good job, guys.
Way
Good to
do
see
it.
you again.
Hashtag you're a good job guy. You're a hashtag good job guy.
Oh, boy.
Watch me win Twitter. It's like when Kim Kardashian posted that picture, but this is like people are gonna remember when I said like a hashtag inside of a hashtag.
Yeah. That's pretty fresh.
Yeah, very fresh new stuff.
Yeah.
I like to switch it up. Web 3.0.
Mhm.
Anyway, how's everybody's Pokemon week going this week?
My Pokemon week going this week. I haven't really been playing much Pokemon, because I've had a really busy week at work. But,
Sure.
but I'm really excited about like all of the crazy speculation about Sun and Moon and all like the new little bits and pieces that are flying around.
Did you get any new stuff? Anything weird like that I'm forgetting about?
I don't think so.
Pokemon sent us some stuff.
Yeah, they did.
We have yet to do openings for that stuff, but it's gonna happen soon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about that. I love opening stuff. It, like,
Yeah, it's great.
For some reason, I don't know what it is about like those videos that get like millions of views that are just like a kid opening toys, but it like I somehow like share that. I'm like, that is tight. Open that stuff, man. You're doing great. I have been working on my team for the Johto Classic, which actually
Yo.
opened for registration today
Oh,
because it's Wednesday. Which
when
is
we film this.
yeah, today's the 18th, so I guess it opened a little early because I always thought it was on the 19th for some reason. Maybe I'm just wrong. But I'm excited. It's all coming together. I'm going to shoot some episodes of our new show to get
Mhm.
started with the Johto Classic. Very, very excited. Have you
Sick.
doing any Pokemon stuff?
Pokemon's been on my mind. That's about it.
Yeah.
SoCal scene is growing pretty well for Pokken.
Great.
And
Has it been like, I mean, you've been to how many now? Wednesday night fights?
Oh, I'd say
3, 4?
maybe like 6.
Okay. And have you noticed like true growth?
Yeah, meta is developing. There are several players, I'd say like 5 or 6 players in SoCal that are like going hard. Like they're like prepping for Evo. They went
That's
to
awesome.
DreamHack Austin.
Oh, yeah, there was a thing there.
And then they went to a few of them went to Seattle this past weekend as well for whatever was up there in
How
Seattle.
old are they?
All around my age, maybe a bit older, a bit
So
younger.
Masters all?
Yeah. I don't. Does Pokken have?
I think it does. Unless I'm wrong. We were like talking about it on the podcast. It was called like the Masters. Remember that? It was like the Masters Junior Masters division or something like that.
That's weird.
I don't remember.
Mini Masters.
Yeah, we were like trying to figure it out. And we just like couldn't figure it out. We were like, just like, what the hell does that mean? It sounds like it's a fusion of the two. Junior Masters.
I think DreamHack was just like an all-purpose tournament. I know that Evo and probably CEO are going to be like that. But it looks like the scene's really developing. The bane of SoCal right now is Shadow Mewtwo. All the
he just breaks the game basically.
all
right?
the wanna win guys switch to Shadow Mewtwo.
Like for their round, for their like character change.
Yeah.
They're just like, screw it,
yeah.
going in.
It's weird actually. I just realized like the other night because I was watching one of the I guess she's like one of the top 5 players in SoCal. Consistently wins with Suicune, not like full tournaments, but she's always placing high.
That's cool.
Her name is Princess Aura, like her tag, and like I just realized like she's like a voice actor she like did a voice in League of Legends. and like
Oh, cool.
some
Whoa.
other games that are like contemporary games.
Cool.
That are, like modern. So that's like it's just pretty weird. Like you meet a whole bunch of weird people. Like
You never know who you'll run into at a Pokken tournament.
seriously, there was last time I was there, which was 2 weeks ago. There was a dude who was like, he was like chatting with this other guy who's a longtime fighting game player, and it turns out that guy is one of the top players of Killer Instinct in like the world. He's like
Sick.
known as the best Glacius player.
Whoa.
He was like, yeah, I did like my tag isn't this, but everyone gave me the nickname Ice God, and I was like, wow, that's
I am
crazy. And
God.
he's just like playing Pokken like casually.
Ice
Great.
God.
So yeah, I main Chandelier, but I think I'm gonna all-purpose it. I think I'm gonna learn every character
Moving
and just
in,
like
learning that Suicune
figure
meta
out.
because he's the best one.
kind of look. No,
Question mark?
Suicune's not bad.
Best character in the
Shadow Mewtwo is
game?
the frame data best character.
I'm
in the
I'm
game.
pretty sure Suicune is like the slowest and hardest to use of anyone in the game.
Suicune's super strong though.
Yeah, he does like that. Whatever that hydro pump is or whatever that he does.
The mirror coat.
It's just the most brutal move of all time. The most brutal moose of all time.
Yeah, shouts to Ian.
Yeah, what's up, Ian?
Hey Ian. Hashtag Hey Ian. Go tweet at Brutal Moose. Hashtag Hey Ian.
Yeah, big time listener of the Dex podcast, Brutal Moose. Anyway, we're here. We're doing stuff.
Yep.
Pokemon is good. Anything else in our current lives that
I
we
forgot
want
to mention when you were talking about the Johto Classic, a couple of you tweeted at us what the actual prize is for that. We were
Oh
like,
my
it's probably
God.
going to
Yeah.
be something
It was
awesome.
like because Jimmy even said it was like, before this comes out, it's gonna be revealed.
Mhm.
We were like, who
so
is
the
it? Dragonite,
prize-
Tyranitar, Red Gyarados? What is it? What could
the
it
prize
be?
is Whitney's Milk Tank.
That's hilarious.
I think it's cool. I think that's cool.
It's neat, but look, if there was like Pokemon coming out willy nilly all the time, like every once in a while, I guess this year there kind of is that. So it's I'm a little bit less like, about it. But like, if there was like 5 giveaways a year and one of them was Whitney's Meltank, I would be feeling kind of like down on that. But like, since there's so many, I think it is cool. Like, I just like the idea of like, it's just like more stuff to get hype on.
Mhm.
It's like lore based.
And it's like so good in Johto.
giveaways.
Like
Mhm.
Whitney's Milk Tank's a legend.
Yeah.
right.
The bane of many a
Nuzlocke.
the bane of many
Yeah.
a Nuzlocke and many a young
Casual.
person
Yeah.
playing casually through the game.
That's when you found out that like you could like throw your Game Boy and it would like still work, but the batteries would pop out.
I found that out during my fight with Red, actually.
I should do a documentary on when you lost the back battery cover of your Game Boy. I'd be just like people telling stories like,
I remember the day the little plastic piece cracked.
yeah,
I held onto it for a little while. I used some Scotch tape.
yeah. It's like
But-
I was playing Pokemon and I didn't catch the shiny and it died. And I threw it and it broke. And that's when I lost my battery cover.
Wonderful.
Anyway,
Last thing that I'm gonna say though is if y'all's in the Pokemon space out there are into Pokken, get over to youtube.com/ well, they don't have the URL yet, but Enymura, ENNYMURA. Look them up on Twitch and YouTube.
what's the thing that they're going to have?
They stream all the Wednesday night fights for Pokken, and they put up all the VODs on their YouTube.
Oh,
and I
great.
commentate in a few of those, and I'm probably going to be commentating a lot more soon. They asked me to like
Come to
keep
it.
commentating, so
That's
like
tight.
I'm not even competing tonight when I go. I'm just going and I'm going to commentate the whole thing. So
That's so sick.
yeah, you should check those guys out because they were super nice, and their other commentator, Rudafuda, he's a super nice guy.
You got to come up with your gimmick.
My gimmick?
Yeah.
The Ruda's gimmick is when Pikachu Libre does any grapple attack that does like the Stone Cold Stunner, he calls it the Mega Slam, and he goes like the Mega Slam, and it's like super funny. We've been nicknaming all of Pikachu Libre's moves. So there's the Pika's Elbow, the Mega Slam,
That's a
and
winner.
the
Pika's elbow?
Chuplex.
Yeah. Chuplex?
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's
I
great.
love this.
Yeah.
Those names of moves justify there being an actual separate Pokemon in Pokemon
Yes.
that has those moves. Anyway, speaking of new Pokemon, how about some Pokemon news? You guys liked it.
Dumb.
all right.
Yeah, it was like a little yin yang. It was like a yin yang thing, you know?
Dumb.
Give and get, whatever it is.
Forgive
anyway,
and forget.
Give
This-
and get. My
yeah.
favorite ancient Chinese proverb.
Give and get, whatever it is. Give and get, whatever it is.
I just want to see like a picture, like an old timey picture of like an elderly Asian man, and it just says
Yeah.
"Give and get whatever it is."
Give and get whatever it is.
Quote Confucius, maybe.
Yeah. Confucius. Hashtag Confucius ? Pokemon Sun and Moon hype. In the past week, Pokemon hype train has continued to roll quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So CoroCoro, this is so clever. The trolls at CoroCoro, more like Troro.
Good try.
Yep. Released a cut of the
Trollo.
trailer is very similar to the non like touchy-feely Japanese trailer that we got last week,
Mm-hmm.
which was just the superior trailer in my opinion. But they did like a Japanese version of the like the international trailer, except that there was a few seconds of footage that shows the player like in the overworld, and like in the side of the camera for like 1 second there is a like Pokemon there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never before seen.
Yeah, you see
And
it
it's-
from behind.
And you see, it's the back. It's like facing away from
Yeah,
you.
it pretty certainly has hooves and a fluffy tail and some type of like, it looks like either maybe like floppy ears that are like going like bunny ears that like go up and then flop over, or like almost like tricolor like
little
spiral
horns.
horns. What's that character from 4chan?
I have no
Oh.
idea.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
It's like the one with like candy corn horns. I don't know. how
Oh,
to describe
wait.
it
Are
better.
you talking about like Homestuck characters?
What?
Homestuck?
Homestuck. Yeah.
That's what the candy corn horns are.
Exactly. Homestuck. Perfect. Yeah. It's like that. Like
Okay.
the horns are like,
They're like gradient color.
yeah, it looks like maybe they're in a gradient. Like it might be just graphical artifacts, but to me it looks like they're like a bright color gradient. I don't know. That might just be me.
So, I mean, sounds like a goat to me.
That's exactly what it looks like in my like most people have been drawing it looking kind of like a cute Eevee boy.
Mm-hmm.
But
Like a Route 1, like normal type.
yeah, but like not like a goat, like a like little cute puppy boy guy, raccoon puppy squirrel thing.
Right.
That's because everybody
Rodents.
wants things to be cute. But
Yeah.
like, I think it's going to be like a goaty little goat guy.
I
Little-
bet you there's
little
some
goat guy?
kind of Hawaiian goat type thing,
Sure.
or like some Polynesian goat animal that we can find.
Wow.
But I think I like, obviously this wasn't a mistake, but like, damn, these trolls are getting real. You know what I mean? Like these are like,
such like tiny little info bits. But
which makes me
I
feel
like it.
crazy
I
because
kinda
I'm like
it.
now I'm thinking like, what else did I miss? What
right.
other like logical things are
I don't
there?
know. I feel like we picked apart those trailers like pretty thoroughly last time. I don't know. Like, I mean, things keep on like getting discovered, but
Things.
like-
Well, I'm thinking things like, but if this means this, then like this could mean this. I just feel like there's a lot of info that like maybe is hidden or that we should be on the lookout for in the future. Like more stuff, like tricksy stuff like this.
While we're on that,
Yeah.
before I forget, can I just say this? My buddy who works with Did You Know Gaming,
Sure.
he tweeted some stuff out about the legendaries.
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
he,
Let's
like-
talk about
he,
this.
like,
Oh, yeah.
did some research. So I'm just gonna read the tweets verbatim, or not verbatim. Okay, so he says, speaking of Pokemon, actually, and granted this is all summed up, so I'm just like doing my best to paraphrase. But he says that the sun and moon gods of Hawaii are Ku and Hina. Ku seems to be associated with Leo in the Hawaiian zodiac. So the sun god being associated with Leo, I think that's pretty obvious right there.
Sick.
uh-huh.
And then later he tweeted and he said, hey, here we go. Legend says that Pekanui, which translates to great bat, carries off Hina at one point. Not concrete, but the foundations are there. So Hina is the moon god, and a great bat carries Hina off.
Yeah, and they have that
In,
space
like, a
thing going
legend.
on. Like it could be like a
Ah.
constellation vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
That's really cool.
nothing like really extensive to go off of, but it's definitely a much more obvious connection to something that's there instead
Yeah.
of like oh, is there something lion-y on Hawaii? But no, it's like the
It's like a
god.
god.
Yeah, that god is connected to Leo in the zodiac. So he says, and I trust his research. So
I'm still waiting on my pineapple owl. Pineapple.
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 Someone
Pineapple
tweeted us a
owl.
picture of like an owl that was made out of pineapples.
Yeah.
It was a
Mhm.
good picture.
Yeah.
Thanks
I mean,
for that.
I love when people try and guess the evolutions. It like,
Yeah.
makes me happy.
Oh, for sure.
There was also a trailer on Pokenchi, which is the what is that thing?
It's like a little like Pokemon variety
Right.
talkie show.
Okay, so there's a trailer on Pokenchi that showed a battle between the player and the Hawaiian kid who's using Rowlet, which probably means that he's like one of your buddies. Probably not your rival because he chooses the one that's strong against you.
Like the player was using Litten and he had Rowlet, and it was like him standing behind that Pokemon, and so like it's probably so he's probably like your friend,
the third
like,
person.
Yeah, your bud.
Yeah, exactly.
So, which is cool because he's cool.
Right.
But
That's
also
tight.
like that shows that you're gonna see the characters that you're fighting against, like the people, like, and then there was also you could see bystanders in the background watching the Pokemon battle. So it seems like it's just like a little bit more like.
Yeah, it just
like,
looks
about
it looks
like
it looks
people
like they're
here. We're all watching.
just
We're
making
here.
everything look a little bit more real.
Yeah.
And I think that's so exciting. Like Pokken especially has been so awesome to see like realistic things like the Pokemon Center there in
Seriously,
the
though.
like city square and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just really cool to see it on such a bigger scale. Like, oh, people could like go in this. This is how big it would be. It like makes sense. It's awesome. Finally, the Japanese Pokemon Twitter has confirmed that more information on Pokemon Sun and Moon will be released on June 2nd, which is like 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what kind of info it's going to be or where it's coming, but I love these little stringy longy boys.
I love that they're like, I know that you guys are like hungry now that we gave you a little taste.
Yeah, and they're doing
So
the
like,
little. They're
this
doing
is
the
when you
little-
get your next dessert.
They're just
so.
dripping it out, just
Yeah.
little
Very cool.
pearls of wisdom. Loving
Very
it.
cool. Like
Loving
it.
it. Also, this is a PSA. Field tests for Pokemon Go are open for signups right now on the Pokemon Go website for the United States. You need to have a Gmail account to do this. Submitting your email does not guarantee you a spot, but what if you got to play it?
Cool.
Guess who
right?
signed up? It is me.
And
All
me.
of us.
All of us.
We all did.
So you should also go do that if you out there are listening and you have a care. It does mention a lot of instructions and a big note in confidentiality. So if you hear this and sign up, don't leak. Just be like nice.
Yeah. Just be nice.
Let's all have fun. We'll talk about it as far as we're allowed to.
Mhm.
I will before I report on what my experience is with Pokemon Go. I will consider that I'm a personality in the Pokemon community,
Yeah.
and I will read my confidentiality agreement.
True.
Yes.
And you should too.
I might not even say anything. I might
Yeah.
just test it and have a good or terrible time.
We'll
and
probably
not
just
tell you at
nerd
all.
out about it while we eat delicious food,
Mm.
and you can just imagine it.
Just imagine whatever delicious food we're eating.
Damn.
The other day we went and got Korean pizza. That was good.
Oh, that was
my
good.
God, there was potatoes on that
Yeah.
pizza. There was
I had
There
cheese
was-
corn.
there was cheese corn. It was just corn with
melted
cheese,
cheese.
melted on it.
Yeah.
I bet you I could make it better.
I mean, it's 2 ingredients. I highly doubt that you could make it worse.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Theirs was good, but I mean, like,
There's a version
It's
of that
just cheese
potato
on corn.
pizza with the bulgogi that had sweet potato in the crust. Yeah, I'm in it.
I want that.
Yeah. sounds
Sorry
good.
about the food sidetrack. but-
Thanks, Lunchcast.
Yeah, thanks, Lunchcast.
Always gonna happen. Poke Park Wii. You know that game
Maybe.
for the Wii. Poke
Sure,
Park.
I
I've heard
guess.
of it.
Pikachu's Adventure. It has been released on the Wii U Virtual Console.
Cool.
$19.99 in the United States. Is that correct?
Yep.
And in Europe and in Japan?
Wait, 1999.
Dollars.
Oh, I was like, excuse me, but the GameCube was not yet out in 1999.
No, it's coming out on the Virtual Console.
Right,
for
for
$19.99.
$19.99.
Yeah.
I understand now.
From what I hear, not a totally sucky game. Haven't really gotten deep into it. I have both of them sitting literally. I'm touching them. I've got
He
both
has
of them.
them. I can confirm.
Poke
They
Park
are
Wii. Listen,
right
you hear
there.
that?
Oh,
That's
discs.
the sound of a disc.
Rattling discs.
Rattling discs, baby.
Hashtag rattling discs.
Hashtag rattling discs.
That's my new DJ duo name.
Rattling discs.
And
Discs is a very ugly word.
discs.
Yeah.
Discs.
I don't like it. Sounds like there's like a snake that you didn't want to be there in there.
Discs.
Yeah.
Did you know that's actually how in Russian culture that's how you like call your cat over?
you go like
It's-
You say like
because you're doing like a hiss.
I don't know what's the meaning behind it, but it's like
I can like see that sound going to a cat.
I've
Like,
heard, it's some sound like that, but yeah, that's like
it's like
they're
parcel
like,
tongue
come
for
here.
a cat.
Yeah, parcel tongue, meowsel tongue.
It's meowsel tongue.
Our cat is so good at coming to the tongue clicks.
Dude.
She's just like,
Our
He's
cat,
like,
our
Your
Yes.
cat just loves
Yes.
hair, so
Yeah,
if
our
it
cat
like
is just, like,
senses the
nice
hair
and loves us.
exists,
mm-hmm.
it's like a rare ambassador for cats that's just like totally good-willed and not evil.
yeah,
Uh
meow ambassador.
But that's not it. There's still more news. In Poke merch, a new collection called Pikachu Goes Comic Style is up on PokemonCenter.com.
Alex rolled his eyes when he said that.
Yeah, when I paused, I rolled my eyes. It features line art of Pikachu in a comic book style, on a
Wow.
hoodie, backpack, tumbler glasses, and playmat, just like every single thing in the Pokemon Center.
Right.
Pretty cute, though. Another collection is called Just My Type, which is clever. And it has a graphic of all the starters arranged in a triangle. And there are 3 versions of the shirt that highlight Pokemon of the grass, water, or fire type, depending on what shirt you get, which is cool.
Yo,
That's cool stuff.
speaking
cool.
of merch,
Yeah.
I don't know if this is new or not, but I just saw it pop up several times on my feed at different points. I'm furiously scrolling through my Instagram follows to find the person who posted it. But have you guys seen those like tiny substitute doll figurine set?
Yes, I did see that.
Have you seen that one, Alex?
No.
It's like a bunch of substitute dolls, and they're like really tiny, like an inch and a half tall or something like that. But there's like each one comes with a Pokemon that's like posing next to it, and then there's also 2 that are like Pikachu in a substitute doll, like little like get up, like posing as a substitute doll.
That is too much.
I'm trying my
I love
hardest.
They're
when
very
Pikachu
cute.
tries to do stuff that isn't true.
Pikachu.
I love when he does that. Pikachu,
Yes.
get out.
I will not.
Pikachu. Oh man. I
I'm
love
sorry that. Well, I mean, it's not like the people at home will see when I find this eventually, but
Right.
I wanted to show Alex so that he can have a legit reaction instead of just going off of the
I
words
chew
that
him
I
on the
say.
case, Jimmy. Don't worry about this.
If you want to see them, the place where I know that they are is on Tsukoshi Bunny's Instagram. She's a very good artist who draws Pokemon and Splatoon stuff. Okay, I'm gonna step away from the mic so I can show Alex.
Oh my gosh! I found a lot of substitute stuff though. Oh, yep. Those are so cute. I love the one with Cubone in it. And there's also
Oh my god, they're
there's
so
also
clean.
Pikachu plushies wearing substitute costumes.
There's
Very cute.
There's 2 Pikachu that are wearing substitute costumes. One of them is just normal, and the other one is like, just like, yeah, just like sort of like, like excited to like wreak some havoc. And then Cubone's like misses his mom, so he has a substitute doll.
Yeah, he's like crying and clutching the substitute doll.
Damn, that's cold.
Super cute.
Low-key best one is the Squirtle with the sunglasses and the substitute plushie also with the
The
sunglasses.
Squirtle Squad.
Oh, and look at this
sunglasses.
substitute beanie. That's cute.
I love
I
that
would
people
love to wear
like
that.
the
Oh my God.
substitute.
Dude, the substitute,
The substitute doll is
so
classic.
legit.
He's like
Classic.
he's like a little religious idol. He's like a
Perfect.
little like Buddha or something.
He's wonderful.
Shoutouts to yet again, I probably said this on the show. Shoutouts to Christopher who got me a substitute plushie. What was that? SGC 2014 or 2015? I want to say 14 because I think 15 he got me a Haunter plushie. Thank you for those plushies. They're great and
Yeah,
amazing.
they're
and they
great plushies.
sit on my guest bed and they look amazing next to
Kelly,
each other.
what is going on over there?
My mouth is open because
Yeah.
there is a substitute Kigurumi.
Oh my.
You
Ah!
don't even wear the
God.
calico one that you got.
Actually, I wear it a
Calico.
lot.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
When do you wear it?
When I'm
When
home
I-
alone
when
and
I'm
can be a
asleep?
cat by myself.
You get changed out of it before I get home most of the time?
I wear it so much.
I
That's
don't think
great.
Don't
I've,
hassle me.
I don't think I've ever seen you wear it. That's all I'm saying.
I've
I-
worn it at least like 10 times.
I have a Pushing Kigu and I don't wear it because it's always stinking hot in
Right.
California, so I never have the chance to wear Kigurumi.
You should just go outside.
It's hot outside.
You're right. You're right. You live in a very hot place.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's true.
it's
There's also a large Ash Greninja Poke Plush and a Graduation Pikachu Poke Plush because it's graduation time. And that
It's really cute.
that plush
graduation.
that plush that Kelly imported with the Zygarde 10% dog.
Did you hear it?
Let's just
Gra-
repeat it back for the whole audience to hear.
Thanks. Graduation.
Graduation.
Hashtag graduation.
Subtle.
G R A
Yeah.
D C H
We
U
were all.
A T I O N.
Yep. Just for the people who want to use it in their emails.
Right.
2 years from now.
Oh man, I can't wait for that one to come back.
Graduation.
Very silly.
Graduation.
Graduation.
Episode 195
Yeah.
or 198
Yep.
in or 298. No.
No, you're counting way too many. 198 was accurate. For
I was
two-
right.
2
I was
years,
right.
Yeah.
All right. What's going on over there? Did you locate the thing you were looking for?
Yeah, the substitute stuff.
Okay, we're
that was,
good.
That was
We're
what
all
I was
good?
looking for.
Okay.
I just want. I felt like we were like, I was like stalling so that we could like add one more news item. But maybe
No,
we're not.
I definitely. That was all I wanted.
Okay,
to say.
yeah, that Zygarde plush that you got, it's in the U.S. now. It's
Yep.
good. It's a good
Yay.
size. It's a good
It's
looking
cool.
dog.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
I love it. And I'm glad that it's now easy for everyone to get it.
Yeah. We are going to jump into the next segment this week, which we skipped last week. because there's a little bit more that we can talk about now, and that's going to be part of our discussment. Yeah, man. So here's
Sound a little bit like the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy,
From
like
SpongeBob?
announcer guy from SpongeBob.
I want I'm trying to channel the guy from Iron Chef, the chairman,
Oh, the Japanese one or the Iron Chef America one?
the one from Iron Chef America.
Okay.
Beer. Yeah.
If you've never seen that, please
Go
look up
watch
Iron
the
Chef
super,
America.
Yeah, go
food
watch
reveals.
the supercut of all his reveals.
That is a really good show. You should just watch the whole show.
Iron Chef is great.
Yeah, it's true.
Both series are fantastic.
Dude, yeah. Ah,
When the guy bites into the thing in the Japanese intro, it's classic.
I love Iron Chef. I wish that I could watch every episode anytime I wanted.
I was just gonna say, I wish they would make a chef gym leader, but then they did, and they were bad. And
Yeah, they were silent
silent.
cilantro.
I wish they would make a better chef. All right, let's do this.
Like a
discuss.
celebrity
Cooler
chef. Like
chef.
I want like a Gordon Ramsay gym
oh my
leader.
Gosh.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway,
Like a cool hard chef.
The discussment this week. It
'Kay.
seems that with the nature of Sun and Moon announcements, just based on what we've seen, that Game Freak is really trying to like keep this game pretty buttoned up at this moment. CoroCoro keeps saying it's gonna have like a dope scoop. They keep just giving us the middle finger. One time they like didn't show us the box art. That was like one of the times. The other time it was like no new information. So it's a little bit weird.
You know,
It's like a departure from the norm.
Right.
well, just before we move on from that point, I just want to say, how weird is it already that the U.S. residents, and I guess pretty much everybody outside of Japan, waits for their Pokemon news based on leaked pictures of a once-a-month magazine.
I know.
And that's like regular. Like,
Yeah.
that's how we do it. That's like, oh, CoroCoro. Like the regular, the CoroCoro leaks are coming. Like,
Right.
It's not even like official CoroCoro. It's like leaks of a Japanese magazine are coming.
I
out.
remember like not being a Pokemon YouTuber and just being excited to see CoroCoro.
That's
Yeah.
so weird. Why don't they just give us the news?
I don't know. I
Well, they
mean,
kind
I
of-
think
they kind
this,
of are
I think this time they're
now.
kind of shifting away from it.
Good
Like
point.
it's like
That's a good point.
nobody showed us anything really that the official sources haven't showed us already, except for the trailer,
Right.
which was on CoroCoro. But like that was from Nintendo.
Right.
They weren't like we're gonna like mess with them.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That wasn't like CoroCoro's call. So does it like because they're doing like these sort of like it's not quite a direct
Right.
like some of the Pokemon stuff that there's been in the past, but it's like they say like all right, new stuff this day, new stuff this day.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that that's because they're seeing how hype is like ruining the future of certain video games and they're just scared of that?
I don't know if they're scared of it, but I think they're trying to take a control over it without seeming like they're taking a lot of control. You know?
Yeah, that's a fair way to
They
say
want to
it.
control the message without it being like
Yeah.
corporate-y feeling.
Because they really don't want leaks to happen, and so instead they're like I mean, like I said earlier, they're like, here's the one piece of your pie, and you get the other piece this day. So like,
Yeah,
you know,
don't
don't
ruin
go
your
looking
appetite.
for it. You're gonna have it on this day. And
Do you think
I think
that
that maybe that discourages people from like trying to look for leaks or trying to leak things.
Well, do you think that they're like worried about the game falling? Do you think there's like something big about this game that we don't know yet that they're worried that it's going to fall prey to like
Maybe.
Assassin's Creed Unity syndrome or Ghostbusters syndrome?
I hope to say that it's like, I hope that it is rather, that they like are kind of like understanding how the modern gamer kind of thinks and looks at these things, because like when you go full radio silence when everybody knows that there's like a Pokemon game coming out the rest of the, if they did radio silence until the game came out, people would get really antsy.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's not that
It's never like spontaneous goodwill towards the game that happens.
right.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I think that I would hope that this is them being understanding that like if we just like be open and be like, hey, here's some things about the game that you really want to know, that people will take it on like, you know, it'll be like a goodwill thing. People will be like, oh, thank you for that information, instead of like leaks.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And there's still been like fake leaks all around
Oh, yeah,
this
for
Sun
sure.
and Moon thing. Fake evolutions, fake starters before the starters came out and stuff.
Fake news, just
Fake
like
news,
fake
yeah.
like features news, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
And I think maybe after the whole like weird thing that happened with like that thing that Giancarlo Paramango streamed, that was like somebody said there was gameplay and they're like,
Wasn't.
yeah, like they like killed the messenger by everybody got mad at John, and I don't think he did anything wrong, did he? He just like streamed a thing and they like relayed information that they gave him.
Yeah,
and
I think it was just like the audience getting mad because he's like very on top of that type of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I think that it was a situation where they were almost treating him like he was the official source,
Right.
and that he was betraying them.
Yeah, but he just like relayed what he was told.
He had
and
no
then,
idea
like,
what was coming. Like same thing. The same thing. Like he was getting roasted for live streaming a trailer,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, he didn't know it was gonna be a trailer
Yeah.
until it happened. So it's like, I think that's good. I think that's like how it should be happening, because now we're like eagerly awaiting whatever they give us,
Mm-hmm.
and so that it's easier for them to deliver us a message.
Mhm.
Like, this is like the philosophy of this game.
Mhm.
You're going to think about it the same way we think about it, and then we're going to tell you about it so that we know that you're thinking about it on our terms.
Which I think is super, super important and like totally harkens back to the past couple episodes where we've been talking about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's very neat.
It's I wonder if there's something about the game that they're hiding,
Like a big reveal or twist.
Yeah,
thing.
I wonder if it's more of a response to something like that, or if it's more of a response to just like how Smash Bros has been, like news from Smash Bros has been taken, and like,
Yeah, well, I think it could be a combination of both because if they're drip feeding us specific things, especially like, oh, let's show you the starters and the legendaries. That could like, we've spent a week already. I've seen like nothing but Rowlet, Litten, and Poplio
3D
fan
printed
art.
like actual size
Re-
polygon.
plushie-
People made plushies of them. Yeah.
in like hours.
Yeah. Amazing.
People had like full plushies. Like that stuff is just, like, what a good method if they have something big to reveal. What a good method to keep us preoccupied somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Right.
fine with that because I don't know. Because I'm already planning on playing the game. I'm already planning on getting the game and playing it. I don't think that falling into the hype of it is doing myself a disservice. Because like if you fall into hype of a game that you like are not sure if it's good or not, like, whatever AAA game that ends up being a flop, like you could just be like, you're giving them the money and then you hate it afterwards, but it's too late. But this is like, I already want to support Game Freak. I'm already going to give them the money because I want to play this new Pokemon game, good or not. So I think that like being just okay with being excited and like, hey, if they're leading me over here to look at the starters while they have a secret that they're going to reveal in a couple months, I'm fine with that. And I'm happy about it.
Yeah, it's you got to remember that Pokemon like pretty much outdoes itself every time it comes out in terms of audience reached, in terms of like sales.
True.
And like, while somebody like me or somebody like you guys or somebody like probably 100% of the people who listen to this podcast, just because like you're actually going out of your way to participate in a community that's made by people, like you probably have some very strong opinions about the Pokemon franchise, and you're very probably more nerdy about it in general than the average person who buys the game. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of the people who are buying it are just kids who are buying it because everybody's buying it and it's Pokemon and it's always been bought their whole entire life. And so like, I think a lot of the time we have to think about how like, that sort of like sort of public opinion is going to shape the future of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like, I wonder if it's more about fear of their audience or more about like just like trying to control the narrative. You know what I mean? Like, do you think they're being like pessimistic, or do you think they're being like even more Willy Wonka-y than they normally are?
Well, Kellz wants to say that. You could. I've talked a lot.
The thing that I was going to say is I do think they're doing it on purpose. And I do think they're trying to do this controlled release so that we can, so that we don't latch on and make something a bigger deal than it's supposed to be. And so that they're like, I think they're really, really on top of what they're showing us and trying like really hard to just like be like.
But I think what I'm saying is like, is it out of fear, or is it
No,
out
no,
of
I don't.
like,
I don't think it's out of fear. I think it's out of a
like, do they think
desire
this
to.
is a better way to do it than the way they've done it in the past?
I do.
Yes, but I don't know. I don't necessarily. I wouldn't pin that on fear because I don't think that it falls into just those two things, like the Willy Wonka thing or the fear thing. I think there's also like, again, just what I said. Like maybe I would like to believe that they're just like showing a level of like maybe not equality, but like sort of like respect towards the audience, where it's like we know that you guys are going to like enjoy whatever we show you, but we're going to show you specific things that you want to see.
Right. So you can get the full story
Right. Like I
at the pace that we want you to get it.
yeah, I mean, just like respect that we want the knowledge and they're giving it to us instead of like making us get it through leaks.
Yeah, I feel that.
Because we're going to get it through leaks anyway. If they don't show us, it's going to get leaked. That's
Right.
pretty much guaranteed at this
Right.
point.
Which, I mean, a lot of that, I mean, it sucks for like Europe, but like everybody else, it's going to be great to get the game all on the same day. Like that was the most special thing about Gen 6 was that like with Gen 5, you watch it for like a whole year before like anything happens.
It's kind of like how Westerners get Monster Hunter.
Yeah, exactly.
I can go on YouTube and like look at like 75% of the Monster Hunter Monster Hunter Cross in Japan content right now. There's guides out there to the weapons and the styles and everything.
Right, like in English.
Yeah. And I'm just like trying to stay as blind to it as possible because we're not getting that game until
Aaron
2 months
has
from
been
now.
like playing it for like a year.
Yeah, screw you.
Crazy. Anything else we want to say about this?
No, I think we
Discussmented it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys have anything out there that you would like to say about it, there's a great way for you to participate in the discussion.
What is that, Alex?
That is to send your response to thedexcast@gmail.com. That's THEDEXCAST@gmail.com. And then next week, it might get read on our FANSWERS segment.
FANSWERS, da 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 da. FANSWERS, da 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 da.
Nice.
Great.
Woo.
So if you've never listened to this podcast before, the FANSWERS segment is the part where we read fan mail. A lot of the times it's in response to our discussment or our top 5 or whatever just came before. But sometimes it's just like a fun story or people's mega Pokemon ideas or just like whatever else. Whatever
Like
else.
I was absent from the podcast for several weeks.
Yeah.
And that's still just a regular note is that most of our emails are just mega ideas.
There's been a lot more like, here's like a meaty email, but like also how tight would like mega camera up to be.
There's always like
There is
the
a mega
parentheses
camera
at the
up.
end.
Right. Well, there wasn't.
But now there is.
Now there is. All right. So let's jump in. Hey.
Hey.
Hey. This is from what?
Hey, what? Thank you for the email.
Nice
What?
one.
Oh, okay.
Got
Here we
him.
go. Sorry, my Google is acting weird.
No worries.
This is this is from Isaac, and it's called Hidden Flowers. Found these while playing my Oros at the Elite Four. If you can't tell, they are hibiscuses, which are found mainly in China and Hawaii. Maybe the answer was under our noses all along. And it's just like a picture of hibiscuses in the Pokemon League.
Huh.
You know what I realized
What?
recently?
What?
That the Vivian sun pattern looks a little bit like the sun logo. Like color-wise and shape-wise.
Oh.
On purpose or no? You be the judge.
I'm gonna look that up right now. Also, I still have a picture of a Murloc open in my browser because the new Fallout 4 enemies look kind of like Murlocs. But also, they said they found that in Oros in the Elite Four.
Yeah.
You know who's at the Elite Four in Oros that looks like they're totally from Hawaii?
Whom?
Phoebe.
Flowers.
Flowers in her hair.
Dude, she is scary.
Maybe we'll learn about that ghost
That
child,
dead kid.
that dead kid that is
Ooh.
Phoebe's sister, maybe.
The chair.
The chair.
Ooh, that was scary. You should watch that if you have a chance.
I have watched.
Ooh, man, that was so scary.
What do you think of Vivian and Pokemon Sun?
I was talking about. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I can see that.
Let's see.
It looks like the logo. It doesn't look so much
Yeah.
like the legendary.
Yeah, but the little logo.
Yeah,
I think that might just be inherently because
You know,
the
it's
logo
a
looks
sun.
like a sun. And it's a sun.
it's a sun. Yeah, like I mean, it's a sun. If it was like Pokemon, like Horsehead Nebula, there probably wouldn't be a horse on there.
Pokemon Horsehead Nebula.
Pokemon Horsehead and Pokemon Cat Eye.
Heart Horsehead and Soul Cat Eye.
Soul Cat Eye. Soul Cat Eye is like
The
like
only one. It's like a
side
wide
character in a bar in an RPG.
Yeah, it's like a ninja friend.
I was gonna say he's like a washed up like musician
There. Well, that's like you're thinking.
and also a ninja friend.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Shout out to Soul Cat Eye.
Yeah, Axophone.
I want to see a
Axophone?
drawing
win.
of Soul Cat Eye.
Axophone.
I win the game. Thank you, Isaac, for that email. This next one is from Jackson. It says the title is Critical Overlooked Detail from Trailer. Hey, DexCast, I feel there's one important moment from the Sun and Moon trailer that has been mostly overlooked, but it has huge implications. I've attached a picture for reference, but you may have seen some memes of Litten as the Lion King. This new gameplay feature is the ability to pick up and hold your Pokemon close to you. From the image, I speculate this isn't a minigame like Pokemon Me, but a constantly reinforced bond between you and your Pokemon, likely occurring after a battle, to congratulate and praise them. What are your thoughts on this greatest innovation? Since Heart Gold, Soul Silver, where Pokemon followed behind you. Your friend, Jackson. Hashtag Circle of Life Litten.
I was going to mention this earlier on in the podcast because I was like, did we even talk about that last time? But I guess we didn't. But that's really cool. Like, I like that the graphical capabilities have allowed us now to be able to like pick up our Pokemon. I think that was probably the cutscene from when you choose your starter.
Yeah, I was gonna
But
say.
like if it happens at the end of the battle, or if we do see like more interaction with like the sprites like holding Pokemon and stuff like that, I would be totally down. I would love that.
I don't want to be like the rain on the parade, but I think it's way more likely that it's just you pick your starter, Litten, Rowlet, Popplio.
Like at the beginning.
And then
cutscene.
It gives you like a little unique cutscene to each of them, or maybe you just pick all three of them up in that similar way. But I don't think that'll be for every Pokemon. But I guess that does bring up if Ami's going to come back.
Ah.
I think it probably is.
I don't see why it wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
People liked it. It like got social media play.
Yeah, it's a
fun.
thing.
It did,
Like
it did its job.
it's provided me with many great GIFs.
Yeah.
I have a GIF of shiny Pumpkaboo that's like off screen, and then it leans its head and it's like, hey. It's really cute.
Great.
Shouts to Pumpkaboo.
Yeah, one of great Pokemon.
Yeah.
Seriously, Gen 6 has
Really
some
good.
great Pokemon in it.
Gen 6 P-Tight.
Thank you, Jackson. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it other than that. Like, yes, that would be cool. I'm still not convinced that they won't follow you if you don't want.
I would absolutely love if they have Pokemon that follow you.
I'm not
Oh, yeah.
convinced it's not in the game.
Well, let's hope.
Yeah, exactly.
Hope is always.
This next one
is
hope
always.
is always.
This next one is, I'm going to just say it's from K because
Okay.
that's the safest I can do. The email is called A Locals Speculation on Sun and Moon.
Ooh.
Aloha from Hawaii, Dex Crew.
Aloha.
Yay, aloha. To start off, I was born and raised in Hawaii and I'm half Japanese, which makes this game all the more exciting for me.
Damn.
You made some pretty good speculations on the podcast and would like to share a few I thought up. 1, there are many Amakuas in Hawaii, but not all of them are animals. Amakuas being sort of like Oni or something like
Like an ancestral spirit that
God
inhabits
spirit
something.
thing. I think we might get some animal Amakuas mixed with the plant mineral Amakuas. Example, Pohaku, sacred stone, plus He'e, an octopus, equals Roctopus. Lol.
Hey.
Rocktopus.
Yeah.
Or
For
Pohoctopus.
what?
Pohoctopus.
Pohoctopus. That's pretty good too. Pohoctopus is like probably what it like really will be called. For Pokemon based on myths, I think they should have a fairy dark Pokemon based on the Menehune, Hawaii's elf gremlin, based on the fact that their stories are a mix of positive and negative.
Ah.
Interesting. I like that actually a lot. And finally, for a Pokemon based on Hawaiian animals, just saying geckos are big things here, as well as flying cockroaches. So possibly another gecko besides the Trico line and a roach bug type Pokemon that evolves into a bug flying Pokemon. I think
Great.
there's like room for like a tongue based gecko. You know what I mean?
Like a tongue, but not.
just like, you know how like geckos make that weird face where they're like about to shoot their tongue out?
Yeah.
And it's like, and they have like big webbed hands. Like Trico is like kind of a gecko, but he's like kind of like the most ungecko looking gecko.
Yeah.
Like the big Hawaiian gecko with the big round toes. I could see that.
You know what? Speaking of geckos, side note, just saw a great video of a bunch of geckos
Oh my
licking
God.
like little spots
The
of honey.
Yoshi?
They're
Yeah.
very cute.
Yeah.
I saw it without the Yoshis first, and it was just very cute. And then I saw it with the Yoshis, and I was like, fantastic.
I want the flying cockroach, the bug
Yep.
flying type. That'd be so hilarious.
You know what this is reminding me of, especially after reading my buddy Shaymay's thing about the bat. What was it, Pakua Nui or something?
I couldn't tell you.
It reminded me. I always have to like nerd preface when I say this, but I've been a long time very large Bionicle fan, like of the Lego series Bionicle.
Sure.
All of the Bionicle stuff is based on Maori. Like they took a lot of their like language and stuff.
All the
that they use.
names of the Bionicle I noticed are like Kahua and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Well, it reminded me just now. Well, because Nui is the suffix for great, so it's
Right.
like big thing is usually something Nui.
Right.
And that reminded me with that great bat. And then the other thing is they said, what was it, Pohaku? is like sacred stone or something. There's the Toa of stone in Bionicle is Pohat 2. So I feel like I'm going to get a lot of weird unnostalgia from this series if they use a lot of like Pacific Islander terms.
Because they're going to sound like cool to all of us.
Because they're going to sound like cool Bionicle stuff to me.
I'm going to be like, oh, I heard these names in the opening part of the Tiki Room.
The Tiki Room. Oh boy.
The American portal to Hawaiian culture.
Right.
Also, the statues and birds and flowers sing.
Also, Dole Whip.
Yo.
Dole Whip is the best.
I will never not actually legitimately love the Tiki Room, and I'll cry the day it gets taken out of Disney.
My favorite thing about the Tiki Room is that you can use the Tiki Room's line to get to the back side of the Dole Whip stand and skip the Dole Whip line. That's about it. I don't like the Tiki Room otherwise.
It was going to be a restaurant. Can you imagine? Anyway.
Ooh, that would have been great.
Right. Anyway.
Sorry.
We can go to
Disneyland
the
talk.
Trader Sam's bar, like, which is in downtown Disney. That's Tiki Room, like, inspired.
Yeah, man. Just California things. Hashtag just downtown Disney.
Dixneyland.
Dixneyland?
Dexneyland.
Oh,
Dexneyland.
Dextineyland.
Destiny.
Dextineyland.
Destiny-land. Anyway, thank you for that email.
Sorry,
Next
we went
email.
off the rails.
The next email is from Bryce. It's called Hey Guys.
Hey, Bryce.
Starts like this. Hi guys.
Hi,
Hi.
Bryce.
Writing in to let you know that I love the return of Jimmy.
Yay!
I'm about 40 hours into Red version, but have lost the will to continue. When the trailer for Sun and Moon came out, I didn't get excited for the new games, but it has made me want to pick up my Y version again. I'll be honest, I didn't like the Sun and Moon starters at first, but I'm always negative about new Pokemon every generation. But then I finally get the game and I end up loving most of the new Pokemon. However, once I saw the official art attached to the email, I instantly fell in love with Rowlet. I'll end up picking Litten because I always choose the fire starter. Anyway, keep up what you guys are doing. I'm really enjoying the podcast and YouTube channel. I'd love it if you could organize for Dev 2000 to come back on the podcast. Not your number one fan because Dev cannot be replaced, but
Dang.
I'm still somewhere in the bunch. Bryce Demajin.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks, Bryce.
Great.
Dude, official art for Rowlet is
Very cute.
A+.
Yeah. But wait. This is an extra part for you guys because I wanted to write to you guy. P.S. I'm turning 27 on the 30th of May, and I'd love it if you guys can't get my hashtag trending for me. It's hashtag how did I get an adamant orb?
Do it.
Do it.
Make it happen, Dexfins.
Let's make it happen. I don't know if he wants me to read this, but I'm going to
Oh,
read
well, it's red already.
I'm going to read it. The story behind it is that a friend and I have been playing randomized Heart Gold, and I saw an adamant orb in my bag, but I don't remember ever picking it up. But I found it while going through my bag after versing youngster Joey's Dialga. I also ended up picking up another adamant orb from an item on the ground.
Wow.
Great. Yeah. Okay. So, 30th of May. How did I get an adamant orb? Let's do our best.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
What if we just get that trending worldwide?
What was it? Give or take, whatever it is.
What?
Give and get, whatever it is. That was
the proverb
from like an hour ago. Ooh.
Did you see how quickly we forget these hashtags?
Yeah.
That whenever you guys
That's
tweet
why
Dex
it's so
hashtags,
impressive. Yeah.
I'm always like, what? What are we talking about?
What could it be? All right. This next one is from Lemus, record-breaking Rowlet. Hey guys, longtime fan, first-time emailer. I hope you're having a tight day, and if it's all right, I'm gonna dive right into my questions.
Dive
Yay.
away.
Dive.
HM08.
With the reveal of Rowlet, I'm surprised to see that people aren't mentioning that he's the only he's only the 6th grass flying type to ever exist in Pokemon. 6th ever. The others are the Hoppip line, Tropius, and Shaman in his Sky form, if that counts. And how do you guys feel about there being so few grass flying types? Personally, I love the typing.
I think it's cool. I think it also gets destroyed by ice and fire and a lot of things.
As a
actually.
concept, I love it.
Yeah,
That's what I wanna
conceptually
say.
cool.
I think that's probably why there's not that many, is because it's not like viable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
think-
tough. It's tough to survive.
I'm like happy in one sense because like it is a cool typing. I would just like to see them fill out the rest of the types.
Yeah, I love
wanna see
the
different-
idea of thick fat though.
Yes, if they give Rowlet special ability or hidden ability thick fat.
Lastly, I would like to touch on the rival. They show him very briefly, the surfer-looking dude in the trailer. He looks like the opposite of Barry from Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. Instead of having a rocket in human form for an ally, you have a laid-back and chill rival who goes through the game and its challenges at its own pace. How much of an impact do you think having a laid-back rival instead of an energetic or confrontational one would affect the game? Sorry for the long email. I hope this sparks some new theories and conversations. Keep doing what you're doing. Sincerely, PokeFreak Lemus.
I think it would make me like them more than I like Hugh.
Hugh,
not you.
Oh
Hugh.
wait, I missed a paragraph.
Oh.
After looking at the map of the Alola region, it became very obvious that there was going to be some island hopping going on. The first thing I thought of was the Orange Islands. Whether they would be the locations of the main gyms or a kind of Gen 2 Kanto after Johto deal, I'm not sure, but it would be a great way to make Sun and Moon feel more expansive. Thoughts?
Yeah.
I think it's probably going to be.
I would love to see in-game Orange Islands.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm torn because, well, okay, I definitely want to see it. I'm torn on what it's going to be.
I
Because
would feel cheated if we didn't go back to Kalos in this game if we went anywhere, though, because there's still so much unanswered stuff in Kalos that just like didn't happen.
I don't know how I feel about that, but like, what I was going to say was, I mentioned last time where when you use Soar in Oros, like the world gets very tiny.
Yes.
It looked about the same size as the island that we saw in the overworld map for Alola. And so I don't know if we're going to get several islands as part of the main chain. I think it's ripe to have like Battle Frontier Island and Safari Zone Island that are not necessarily like
Kinda
go
like
to
Gen
these
4.
gyms. Yeah, like it's just like, oh, you're done with the game. Now you can ride the boat. I don't know.
I could see the Orange Islands being a town too.
Yeah, I think I don't know if they're ever going to reference the Orange Islands verbatim. I think there will be a cluster of islands, but I don't know
Maybe
if
the
it's going to
Sevi
be.
Islands again.
I wonder if like any of the actual Hawaiian islands are going to be like reflected in the games, and like
That'd be cool.
if there's something like I mean I don't know Hawaii very well, but
love
like
the
one
idea
of
of,
the
like, yeah.
like if there's like an island that's just like a nature reserve, I don't know, like
Yeah.
maybe.
Or like a city island with all the touristy stuff,
Yeah,
and then like
yeah.
the like Maui, like the sleepy seaside vibe. Yeah,
You guys think we're going to get Dive coming back?
yeah.
I think so.
Because it wasn't in X and Y, right?
I
No.
mean, it's in the game.
Well, I mean, but not as like an HM.
Oh,
Right.
you mean to go underwater?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, if there's not reefs in
there
this
must
game,
be.
like I'm gonna be like, what? Why aren't there reefs in this game?
Because I've been to Hawaii twice in my adult life, and one of the times we did a little snorkeling thing on the Molokai crater.
Dude, I did that exact thing.
It's super cool because it's just like this crater that's like in between two of the islands.
Yeah.
The weird, interesting thing about it though is that like one side of the crater, like the inside and one outside part, half of it is just like 30, 40 feet deep, like, you know, pretty close to the surface. If you go around the edge of that crater and look on the other side, it's like a 400-foot sheer wall.
Right.
That just goes straight into the depths. And since it's like
That's
crystal
so
clear water, you could
cool.
see all the way down.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder if we'll get like a location like that, like just off, like kind of like Whirl Island style.
I'm sure that.
Oh,
that's
that would
like,
be so
like,
cool.
That has to be like on the desk of whoever's working
What's
on this
gonna
game.
be the trio? And where are
What's
they
gonna
gonna
be
be
the trio?
hidden?
What's gonna be the trio?
What's the trio gonna be?
Oh.
Rather?
Also, didn't we think that the surfer dude was the professor?
No. There was like there was the
I
kid.
think they were talking about the
Oh,
rival.
okay, yeah,
But I
Yeah.
think we discussed this a little earlier that we think he's gonna be like the friend rival, not the rival.
right. I think he's gonna be like, yeah, more like you're like what's that girl who's like kind of dumb who like is like really faithful
Bianca?
to
Shauna?
Shauna, yeah,
I love
Oh.
Shauna.
yeah.
She's
Bianca too, I guess, is the
Yeah.
same way where they're just like lovable and kind of just like,
Airheads.
yeah.
Sweet.
I think we could get like a dude version of that.
I would love
fun.
that.
He just
Bianco.
like is like Waka kind of vibe, except without the like weird baggage.
As long as he's not Hugh, I'll be fine.
Yeah, Hugh is
Hugh's the
Hugh.
worst.
PU to Hugh. Say
Yeah.
PU to Hugh. Whew. Phew.
Hashtag everything
Hugh.
that Alex just said.
Yeah. Okay, this is from ooh, let's see. Let me see what I can say about this. Okay, this is he like in his email he wrote his full name is like interesting because
Mhm.
it's like interesting for Pokemon, but I'm gonna skip what he says his real name is because he like wrote another email that was like, don't say my full name.
Right.
I just don't read your full name. If one podcast said they weren't allowed to ever use full names, I just realized I said my whole name. If you can't read that part, you can skip it. I don't care either way. Oh, I guess he doesn't care. So I'm going to just read it. Does
Okay.
anybody object to that?
No, I don't object.
Okay. Hey, Alex, Kellz, and Jimmy. It's called Longtime Listener, First Time Fancer. Hey, Alex, Kellz, and Jimmy. My name is Dylan, and yes, my last name really is Battle. Pokemon and I were meant
Cool.
to be. When I was born, my mother told me I would be the best, like no one ever was.
Dang.
Anyways, I've been listening to you guys consistently for well over a year now, my daily commutes to work, and I finally wanted to touch on a couple things you guys brought up a few episodes ago about being in your mid-20s, 30s, and trying to find time to game. Not just game, but game every game that comes out. I'm 24 years old, so I feel I'm close to the ages of you guys,
Exactly
and work
my age.
40 plus hours, 5 days a week. It's really hard finding time to put hundreds of hours into the games that deserve it these days, such as Dark Souls 3, Fallout 4, and of course, Pokemon. However, this is what I love about Pokemon. Even with my busy schedule, I've managed to put 900 plus hours into X and Y, 600 plus hours on Omega Ruby, and it doesn't even add the soft resetting time I put in for shinies and flawless legendaries. Just got a timid 4 IV shiny Xerneas from the event. Hashtag
Shoosh.
worth it.
Zoom.
I credit this to the game's portability and ability to pick up and put down at any time, unlike the Souls series. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to have no shame being an adult at the airport with your Blastoise 3DS out and talking smack to the 14-year-old you're stomping on Battle Spot. Dude,
Yeah.
I have no problem doing that. I play Game Boy all the time.
Dude. Just go on.
Just know I feel your struggle, Alex, with not being able to put the time we time in like we used to. Yeah, try playing The Witcher.
I mean,
But with all that being
it's literally
said,
all of us.
yeah, I know. But thanks for reading my email, and time for some hashtags. Hashtag welcome back, Jimmy. Hashtag we love you, Jimmy. Hashtag did Kellz just go, aw. Hashtag just realized I forgot some thoughts. He thought he got you, but he didn't get you.
Didn't get you.
P.S. Pokemon hype does come in waves. I was stuck on Dark Souls hype for the past few months, but after the release of the new starters, I got my first class ticket on the Pokemon hype train. Hashtag choo choo. Hashtag sorry for the long email. Hashtag not really sorry. Hashtag everyone is apologetic to celebrities. Hashtag Rowlet is so damn cute. Hashtag Radicate for breakfast, maybe? Hashtag Rowlet says yes. Thanks again, guys. Love, Dylan. Sent from Jodo.
Thank you, Dylan.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Also, I don't know if I would call ourselves celebrities, but if you think we're
Yeah.
celebrities, I will just let you go on thinking that.
Hey, man, look right here because I got an email from famousbirthdays.com that was like, yo,
It's your birthday.
I mean, actually, yeah. It was very weird. The person was super nice and they were like, do they have a preferred picture we can use? And how would you like in your profile? And I was like, I don't, just put whatever. I don't care. I'm not famous.
How did they get that information?
I think my birthday's public on my Twitter.
Weird.
Very weird.
Yeah. Bizarre. Okay. This is from Brad, and it's called Smitten by Litton. Parentheses. Also, shout out to DJ Cutman.
Yes.
Yep.
Another constant listener of this podcast. Actually, I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if he listens to it. If you do,
He
what's
was
up,
on
man?
it. He was
Hey,
on
dude.
it once.
Yeah.
It was. I remember that.
Yeah.
It was
That
great.
was at SGC.
He's
It was
one of
an
the most
excellent podcast.
game dudes I've ever seen. He's like so down for whatever.
Mm.
He's really a nice dude. Hello, Ronick and friends. I'm glad my email last week was read and got gears in your heads turning. And as I promised in that email, now is the time to talk about Dem starters. First off, I love them all, even poor little baby Poplio.
He's
Which-
fine. He just has weird ears.
I think like there's a lot of people who like him. I like him. I think he's cool.
Yeah, he's great.
But one of them stuck out to me more than any of the starter in Pokemon game ever has, Litton. I just want to preface this by saying that I love cats. My 2 cats are basically my children, except I like them more than I would actual biological children.
I feel you with my dog.
I never. Where is he? Are you holding him in your lap?
He's in my lap.
Okay. Great. I can't see her lap, so it's pretty great that he's in there. And being a feline-obsessed sociopath, I've been waiting for a proper house cat Pokemon for years. Because as many cat Pokemon as we have, none of them would seem right if I nicknamed them after my real cats. Meowth is more of a cartoonish caricature of a cat than a faithful representation of the animal, and Persian is a puma.
Yeah.
Skitty is adorable, but it's also a pink, stubby, and somewhat exaggerative like Meowth. Delcatty looks just like an alien, and the Glameow line looks like it was designed by someone who dislikes cats. Purloin is so close, but something about it still doesn't sit right with me, and Liepard is more of a leopard mixed with other wild cats. But Litton?
Also, Liepard's color scheme.
Lakers.
Lakers.
Liepard's.
Lightbirds. I like the Lakers. LA, baby.
Anyway.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But Litton is clearly a little tabby cat. Its proportions are very lifelike, and its description on the website really seals the deal. It talks about how Litton doesn't immediately show its emotions on the surface, and that's perfect. I've always felt that people who claim that cats don't actually love their owners think this just because they don't pick up on the subtleties of the body language and actions of cats.
So very real.
Dogs are very excitable, outgoing pets, and it's easy to tell when they're happy. Cats, on the other hand, are introverted, more nuanced in how they show affection. I personally relate to this aspect of cats, and seeing Litton be an example of this is very important to me. As for the leaked typing that was discovered a couple days ago, I think I've dug up some interesting insight as to why it could be this typing after some research, and won't share it just yet for another fear of hashtag sorry for the long email and spoilers, quote unquote. But I'll just say that researching animals and trying to link them to Pokemon is really fun, and I can see why you guys get so engrossed in your Dex research. I mean, I've learned a lot about sea lions lately, and that's only because of trying to uncover the reasoning behind Poplio's potentially leaked typing. Anyways, I'm excited to write in more and more about Sun and Moon. Speaking of which, I enjoyed the top 5 land and top 5 sea lists leading up to Oros. Any plans for top 5 Pokemon associated with the Sun and Moon, respectively? If so, that'd be tight. Later, man.
We haven't done a top 5.
Yeah, we haven't done one in a little bit. We did one like surprisingly recently,
I wasn't there.
right? Didn't we do one like out of nowhere one
I
time?
think so.
Yeah,
That's it's a good idea.
I think it feels like leading up to a game.
Mm-hmm.
The top 5 is a good format.
Yeah.
Like top 5 things we blank.
Right.
Yeah.
Top 5, yeah. I think, yeah. You know what? If I remember, we're gonna do it next week, and if I forget, and then a bunch of people tweet at me, we'll do it the following week.
Top 5 Hawaiian food dishes consisting of a fruit and also a meat that could be reverse engineered into a Pokemon.
Top 5 things in Hawaii that people will hate when somebody turns it into a Pokemon.
Top 5 top 5 slang words from Hawaii that could be incorporated, or slang terms, words or phrases from Hawaii that could be tweaked to have Pokemon themed in them that would sound much worse and very tacked on.
Top 5 like slightly racist things that are going to get a free pass because it's Japanese people developing the game.
Oof.
Looking at you, Street Fighter.
That's, I mean,
I got him there.
how is it still going?
It's
is my
fine.
question.
It's fine. It's just like for some reason they're like, you know what? Yeah, it's offensive, but we don't care. As gamers, we
Literally,
don't
they're
care.
just like, whatever.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, it's good. It's better that way. It's better to just like take it as it is. It is racist. We all know it's racist.
Completely racist.
But you know, we're not trying to keep races down. That's not what this is about. This is about celebrating Hawaii. I'm excited.
yeah, we're no longer talking about Street Fighter, by the way.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just talking about racism in video games in general. Like when it's like this, it's like
Welcome
it's
to the
like-
next podcast.
no, seriously. Like when
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like you know, just like some weird Japanese company doing some weird silly thing. I'm not like trying to like go to bat for it, but I'm also not trying to like be like we should take this out of the world. Like it's fine. It's like a thing. It's like a weird thing, and I'm just excited to like be in the world of Pokemon again. And if anything racist does happen, don't feel bad about being offended.
I feel like Pokemon like has a very little chance of doing that.
Yeah, don't like be worried about it if you're feeling offended. It's okay to be offended by things.
I think after they did, like, there was nobody in Kellz that was like, oh, oui,
Right.
baguettes. And
I was
like,
worried that they were going to do it.
that would be, yeah.
Probably the most French person in the game is the professor.
But that's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, like
does well.
and he's like pretty. He makes French people look awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like a suave guy with a super badass theme.
Yeah, really great theme. And he's like, "Which one do you want, Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle?" And you're like, like, like anybody who gives me that choice, I love that person.
Anyway,
Yeah. What else? We want to do one more real
one
quick?
more.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. This one is from Jaflobius. Hello, Alex, Kellz, guest, and possible Jimmy. Roasted.
Hello.
Anyway, I was listening to episode 94 of this podcast, which was 2 weeks ago, and at the beginning, Alex kissed me, Jimmy high-fived me, then Kellz hugged me. I zoned out for a while, and when I came back, we were talking about Blissey bases. Alex mentioned his 36 different Blissey he was fighting, and for a moment, I had this surreal image of 36 Blissey just giving me hugs. So my question for you is, what Pokemon would you want to love you until the end of time? I would have to choose either Dragonite because he's my boy, or Arcanine because Loyal Fire Dog is awesome. Sincerely, Jaflobius. P.S. This email was shorter in my head. Hashtag unashamed for the length of my email. This email is short.
Yeah.
It's not even a full 3-line email. You're good.
Yeah.
Nobody worry about this.
Pro tip, if you're writing an email from a phone, which I know a lot of our viewers do,
Yeah, it looks
aka
big.
sent from iPhone, it looks huge.
It's not.
It's not huge.
Turn that ish sideways on a desktop.
You feel
like,
better.
It's like they
Go
don't
log
even.
into your-
There's no
yeah.
line breaks. They
Go
don't
log
even.
into your Gmail.
Yeah,
It's good. You're good.
you're fine.
It's okay.
The email length is never a problem.
Who do you want to love you till the end of time?
Can I pick Mew? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want
pick any
Mew.
Pokemon.
I want a Mew that just constantly wants to cuddle me.
I want like
Mhm.
Latios.
Whoa.
That'd be cool,
Guys,
right?
picking the legendaries over here.
Somebody with psychic powers who can fly, who's a dragon. Latios.
You just want something that can like help you like subvert owning a car and
Yeah, dude.
I think okay, they went from like an image of like 36 Blissies hugging them to into this. I'm thinking like friend Pokemon,
right,
not
but
just
if I
like,
was like,
use-
but if I was like the N of the world and I just like roll up and I'm like on my like Latios, that's tight, right? Like
I
Steven
wouldn't use
Stone's-
Mew's powers.
it's-
I would just let it hug me.
it's tight, but see,
If I just like, if they were like, "Where's Alex?" It was like, I just like, there I am, and like, Latios is gone. He just already dropped me off, and he's like gone somewhere again, waiting for me to blow my flute to call him back because he's my loyal friend.
it reminds me of that bit that we had that one time where every time, what was it? What was the thing where like if you're at a party and something happens and you like the bit was like someone like locks eyes with you and then it's like a kung fu movie fight and then you leave, like you fight out
Oh.
of the party.
You just
It's
have
too
to, yeah.
it's too hard to
It was
explain.
one
Sorry,
of those things
audience.
where we were just like eating and just being like,
Oh, it was
this would be
such
so
a good
funny.
bit. You had to have been there.
Yeah.
Who do I want to? Arcanine's a solid pick.
It's a really great choice.
I
yeah.
will. I will give you that.
Maybe like a Jolteon, any like dog-sized cool guy,
Hashtag dog-sized cool
or
guys.
Raichu.
Raichu's a pretty solid pick as well.
That's true.
Somebody who's
to
gonna
the
have that
end.
like Ed vibe from Cowboy Bebop. That weird like dependable like
Which one's the fluffiest and the sweetest?
Fluffiest and the sweetest.
Chinchino.
Maybe a Chinchino. I would want to just like bury my face in a really
Oh,
poofy Pokemon.
that's a good one. too.
Pikachu, Clefairy.
Maybe Clefairy.
I'd probably do
Puffy.
Raichu over Pikachu.
Raichu is like the grown-up version of Pikachu. Like you want to just like Raichu, like Pikachu, you want to like carry around, but like
Maybe a
Raichu, you just like
Flareon.
let him sit in his own chair.
A Flareon
Raichu
so
I
that
would
we
totally
could just like
cuddle.
snuggle together.
Sometimes,
so warm.
yeah, Flareon would be great. Raichu, sometimes we'd cuddle, but like, you know, he's like a
big chubby boy.
he's a grown man. Like he can like go have his own chair if he wants. Like I trust him. Pikachu's like a baby, you know.
I cannot think through 6.01 generations of Pokemon to find one that I would want to love me forever.
Whimsicott.
Espeon.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Espeon. That's a pretty good one.
Espeon's
I'm gonna
a
change
really
my
good
answer to
one.
Espeon. I'm changing my answer to Espeon officially.
Whoa.
Wow, Espeon's solid.
Yeah, I'm changing it. Mine's Espeon now.
Real talk, I'm just kind of like slowly, it's just dawning on me that like a lot of Pokemon are really cool.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's like it's meant to like capture your imagination and
Right.
make you want to get them all.
Yeah.
I just want you all to know that my dog is being the best cuddler of any Pokemon.
He's getting jealous. He's
right
like,
now.
"Oh no!"
Stop talking about
He's like laying on my lap with his head stretched up to like my armpit kind of shoulder area.
Mm.
And he's just like staring at me with his eyes half open.
He was like, "I heard they're about to have real Pokemon in Japan. This is my last moments being the best."
Maybe Ninetales.
Ninetales.
Oh,
That's a great
good one.
choice. Because he's kind of got like a little psychic power going on to him, so he's got like some like, I don't know. He seems the psychic Pokemon seem like a little bit more like
But only if it let you touch its tails, because you're not supposed to touch this tails.
Right.
oh, because you turn into an old man or something if you touch the tail.
Yeah,
You get
cursed forever.
1,000 years.
Maybe he can choose.
Yeah, I
Maybe
bet he
he's
can
like,
choose.
you know, like when it's snuggle time, that's like the legend doesn't matter. But like when
What?
he's
It's true.
like
That's the
sleeping,
truth about Snuggles.
well, when he's sleeping on like the altar in the temple and you touch his tail, then you turn into an old man right away.
Right.
Did I make up that curse?
You made up that curse.
Yeah,
That's
it's
great.
completely made up. Yeah, I can't really think of anything outside of Gen 1 right now for whatever reason.
Pachirisu? Too small?
That's cute.
Too energetic.
Bulbasaur?
Bulbasaur.
I mean, Bulbasaur's
great. Great
Good
idea.
companion? Yeah.
Kind of scaly.
Now that I have
If I-
one to sleep with every
Furret?
night,
If
yes.
something is a like a love you forever kind of Pokemon, I definitely want it to be like fluffy.
Diggersby?
Nah.
Too dirty.
Furret?
For it,
want to talk
yes.
about like a grown ass man.
For it,
Snorlax?
literally anytime. I want for it to
A
spoon me.
grown ass man? He's like, hey, what's up? I'm Diggersby. Did you pick up
Want a
any beer?
hug?
Did you pick up any beer on the way in, or should I just grab the car and go get some?
Digger's beer.
Digger's beer. Digger's beer? Whew, boy. All right. All right. I think that's it. I think that's enough podcast for today. What do you guys think?
All right, all right.
I just feel like there's like 5 generations
I
of
know.
Pokemon that I'm just ignoring.
I'm sitting here. I will confirm for the public that he's literally sitting here racking his brain.
I'm
trying
like
to come up with
looking
this
around the
answer.
room for inspiration from all of Kell's like toys and plushes as the things I miss, but they're all like evolutions and electric types.
What about like?
So they are.
What about like?
Quilava. Done.
Oh,
Quilava.
done. We're done. We did it.
Done.
There,
We found one
that
that
was
was
my
true to
plushie.
you.
I'm soaring. I'm flying. I'm gliding. I'm gone.
I'm gone. Is that like a reference to something that?
Shofu.
Yeah. Great. All right. Thank you for listening to the Dex podcast this week, you guys. If you want to get your email read on the air, send it. Send it our way. thedexcast@gmail.com. THEDXCAST@gmail.com. Big thank you to you guys for listening and to our sponsors for helping us
Sponsoring.
keep this podcast going.
Dream alive.
Yes, for keeping the dream alive. We'll be back next week with more. It feels like it's like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
I know.
It feels like anything could happen again. It's exciting. I'm excited about it. I think back, I want to like go back and listen to like episode 10 of the podcast and be like, wow, I sound like a little boy. But it was only 3 years ago and I'm going to sound exactly the same.
Dang.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for listening, guys. I've been Alex.
I'm Jimmy.
I'm Kellz.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Later, man.